You guys stay dry?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's good. Glad somebody did.
Congrats, man.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Great win by our guys. So proud of the effort and the execution and handling the adversity. We talked about it this morning that the pregame that there very well could be some adversity, and don't let your circumstance dictate how you show up. And if they delay the game, if we got to get sent back in, shoot, we're built for this, and we're going to handle it however it is. And I'm so pleased with the way the guys came out to start the game, and then coming after the break, guys came back. They were focused, had really good energy. It was tough out there. There's no kidding that. It was hard. The ball was heavy. It was raining just enough that there was some issues throwing the football for both teams. I think the key was we didn't throw a pick, and they threw 4 of them, and so that was so critical for us to be able to limit the turnovers and eliminate those, other than the last one we had. And then when we needed to really run it, we ran it well in that second half. And I was super impressed. The first couple of drives we had when it was dry, Adrian was really sharp and made some big time plays. And that's a good football team. Missouri's got a good team, and that's why I'm so excited about the guys taking care of business, getting a big win. It was really good against a really, really explosive offense, and I'm sure that the weather didn't help those guys, but it is what it is. You got to play in all the elements, but they got some guys that can really run. I was impressed with the quarterback's ability to be really mobile. We hit him a lot, and I don't know if he got hurt, if he came back. I don't know what it was. I know he did come back, but I don't know what his injury was. And we were just trying not to give up the explosive play, especially when we end up having I think it was a 14-3 lead, and knowing what the game was turning into with the amount of rain and stuff, that you couldn't let them have an explosive play and get back into it.
Was that kind of on brand for how you want to play, physical through 3 quarters, and then fourth quarter it looks like you kind of wore it out?
Well, today it was the way we had to play. We would all rather be more open, more spinning it around and utilizing our skill kids outside. It just wasn't meant to be today. It was just it was neutralized because of the weather, the rain, and the ball. And so once we figured that out and knew that we were playing pretty good defense, especially in that second half, it became, okay, guys, let's not make a mistake. Let's wear on them a little bit, see if we can wear on them. And that number 22 is a pretty good running back.
And special teams.
Yeah. We had talked all week that we thought we could either block a punt or return one for a touchdown. I mean, that was the goal. They got such a great kicker. I don't know if we were going to get an opportunity on a kickoff return. We needed to do a good job in coverage, but on punt return, we felt we had to make a play to flip the game. And lo and behold, it was after the break, and we were able to do a great job holding guys up and setting a wall up. And so excited for Phillip, because that was a big-time play, and we talked about our dominant big-time players making plays.
Not only have 4 interceptions today, but they all 4 come in consecutive drives. What was the most impressive aspect of that?
I didn't realize that they came in consecutive drives, but the fact that we were able to, even though we didn't convert on all those and maybe didn't get a first down or didn't score, whatever it may be, it just stopped every momentum that they had. And then I think it allowed us to run the football then in the fourth quarter. But I thought Kobe Savage's was a big-time play coming out. They were trying to take a shot, see if they could get a 95-yard touchdown, and that was what we couldn't give up. And so he makes a good play. Sincere makes a phenomenal play, flipping his hips and making a pick. And then I think Nick and Deuce, part of it was the pressure we were continuing to get on the quarterback, and those are impressive when you get 4 of them like that.
The bitter end of the game, kind of a bizarre sequence.
Yeah.
Of things. Was it weird from your perspective?
It was weird from our perspective. we turn the football over, so they should try to go score. I have no problem with Missouri trying to go score. It is what it is, and we've got to stop them. And we have them stopped, and then we have a roughing the passer penalty, so it's an untimed down. And they should try to score. It is what it is. They scored, and that's how it ended. So you got to play the full 60, and both teams did.
In the first quarter, it looked like maybe Deuce was contained more than other teams have contained him in the past. And Adrian really started to break out with his running ability. How important was it for him to get it going on the ground?
Well, and once again, when the conditions were good, I think that's the thing that makes us a little bit more dangerous to defend is the fact that we have a really good running game, but we have some explosive guys outside that can make some plays. And Phillip made a big-time play. Malik made a really good play on one. Adrian threw the ball really well in some spots in those early couple drives to really kind of get them back on their heels, so to speak. And so it was executed really well those first few drives.
Missouri has some pretty talented wide receivers. You guys did a really good job of keeping them in check. What do you think all went into that today?
Just knowing how fast they are and knowing how explosive they are and trying to change some coverages. They caught us in a couple of looks, and I think we benefited. They misfired on a couple. They got behind us on a couple and misfired. We tried to get it corrected on the sideline. And then it started to rain so much that I think some of the vertical balls were tougher to throw. But they have really talented receivers, and we were trying to change as many looks as we could.
Another disruptive game for Brendan Mott. I think you copied their burden from behind.
Yeah.
What kind of find out you're going to do like that?
Yeah, I was excited for Brendan. He was one of our players of the game. Just kind of does his business and plays hard. And Iowa boy that came in here and earned a scholarship and is a big factor for us. He plays really hard, and it gives us, we're going to keep rotating guys, and it's fun to have somebody come in there that's a playmaker like Brendan.
A lot of good happened today, but is there any irritation level with the amount of penalties that kind of hurt some drives?
Yeah, we'll have to see him on film. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to get irritated winning 40-12 tonight.
You spoke a little bit earlier about defense after first possession. Josh Hayes missed a tackle and then played stellar
Yep.
from thereafter.
Yeah, first game for us. I know Josh really well, and first game for us. And, he missed one early, and he knew it. But Josh is a really good football player, and it was fun to watch him come back and play physical and play hard.
And looked like Deuce was really intent on running between the tackles today.
Yeah, because they were doing a good job. They've got so much length on the edge that it's just hard to get outside of them. And then when you have longer guys like that and you're trying to block them, you're going to have some holding penalties that get called. And so we started changing some of our schematics and trying to run in between the tackles more.
Coach, obviously a great win for you in this current season, but how big of a win is it for you and your program as you kind of continue to recruit the Kansas-Missouri Warriors?
I think it's important in the recruiting battles, but every game's important in the recruiting battle. And I'm more excited about the current guys and the guys in that locker room that put the preparation in and we're able to execute the plan that we had on both sides of the ball. But every game's about recruiting, unfortunately.
How did you feel your offensive line did as they went through the game?
Yeah, I thought they played really well. I think we rushed for 235 yards and against a really good front, active front, a lot of blitzes, and we had a couple. I think Deuce popped one big run, but and DJ popped a run, but there were some tough 5 and 6 yard gains, but it was enabling us to continue to move the chains in that third and fourth quarter.
You've had 2 weeks now with close to or at least 10 tackles for loss. Can you just explain how impressed you've been with the play of your defensive line?
It's defensive line, it's linebackers, it's letting those kids be aggressive and lay their ears back. I think that's really important that we don't play stagnant, but we play vertical and try to get penetration. And we have some really talented guys there. I didn't see all the stats on tackles for loss, but we have some guys that are really talented there that can get off the football and roll.
I would talk about Austin Moore. He had 2 tackles for loss. Even in the first half, he was around the ball all the time and really did a good job of helping
Yep.
Seen his progression and how he's.
He's a really good football player and one of our leaders, and he was another one of our game MVPs down in the locker room. Austin's just a terrific football player that's really an unsung guy that just makes plays, and kids love him because he doesn't say anything. He leads by what he does, and he's a terrific football player and excited. He's deserved and earned what he's doing right now with hard work.
Coach, you feel like you're just starting to crack the seal on the offense and its capability?
We'll see. And once again, guys, I mean, we've had two really different games. One where we were up so big in the first quarter, and another one where it was raining its tail off. And we're going to keep working at it. I don't know.
Coach, how proud of you, were you of Chris Tennant for kind of bouncing back after those misses?
Yeah, and I didn't see the PAT. I was talking to somebody, I don't know. Jack and stuff said the snap was good. I didn't know if he slipped. I don't know if we lost protection. I don't know. He hit a couple of big kicks for us, and Chris has got tremendous leg strength, and we believe in the kid, so we're going to keep giving him opportunities.
Oh, just how impressed are you with the scoring defense right now through 2 games, shutout and then
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job, and credit Coach Klieman and the defensive staff for putting them in positions to be successful, and then those kids executing and detailing at a high level. It's really hard to communicate when we're playing at the Bill. It's really hard, and so our nonverbal communication is continuing to improve. We missed a couple of today that probably should have resulted in big plays that we still know we have to continue to get better, especially on the communication side. But it's hard to hold people without touchdowns. It just is. This game is such a fast-paced, up-tempo game, but we got to keep learning on D as well.
And then on Adrian Martinez's touchdown run, Deuce Vaughn had a good block, kind of spring him free.
Yep.
He came off the field, had a nice moment with you. Just can you kind of talk about what you use this program?
Well, he's pretty special, and he's just an unselfish guy. I mean, that's the thing that collectively across the board on our football team, we got a bunch of unselfish guys. And I grabbed Adrian in the third quarter, and I said, Adrian, we're just going to run the ball and try to make sure that we don't make a mistake, because I know how hard it is to throw it. I know how heavy that ball is, and so you just keep manufacturing this game, and that's what he did. And Deuce the same way. He makes a big time block. It's fun to have unselfish guys, and they just want to win. That's all these guys want to do is win. And the stats will come, the accolades will come, but it's so much more fun to win. And we got a bunch of guys in the locker room. Everybody's a contributor, whether you're a special team, scout team, or starter.
Anything else?
Just really quickly, just beyond the recruiting aspect of this matchup, talk about what this game means to the program and for the future about this rivalry and what you guys can do.
Well, it's going one more year, we know, and it'll be tough to go to Columbia, but we got a lot of time before we end up doing that. The landscape of college football is changing, and I know one thing: Kansas State wants to be a part of the haves, and wins like this, I think, elevate you as part of the haves. And you ask those kids in that locker room, we got a good football team, and we're continuing to improve and get better. But we got a lot of guys with a chip on their shoulder down there, because we think we have the potential to be a good football team and continue to improve. But this was no question a huge win that we talked about extensively this week, how big this game would be.
Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.